am doing this live on YouTube too. So it's live on YouTube, live on Facebook.
I should put it on TV then. Oh, well.
Redirecting. Okay, yes, on YouTube. Yes. Oops,
So on YouTube, do they only see you or do they see everybody who's participating?
Well, I got it set up right now, so it's like we're talking, so I haven't muted you. So right now everybody sees all of you, but I can turn that off, I think,
Okay.
somehow.
That would be good.
Baby. More. Oh, where is, oh, participants. Okay, I think if I mute all
Let's
screen, it's my
TV.
mute
Mhm.
all. Okay.
I'm going to see what it looks like on YouTube while we're doing it. Maybe.
Okay. Well, I'm trying to figure out how to get everybody off of YouTube. I was just so proud of the fact I had no technical difficulties. Okay. It used to be. All right. Well, we got everybody on YouTube. Oh, it's participants. I don't know. I don't know how to do it, Kathy. On Zoom, it was one thing to, I mean, on Facebook, I could, where's my screen? My screen. Okay. All right, let's see if we mute everybody. Okay. I can't even find mute everybody anymore. They changed it. They have an update for Zoom and I haven't done the update yet. Okay, if you want, you can turn off your own video if you don't want to be seen. How about that? But then I can't see you.
Yeah.
But then I can't see you. Okay. All right, we're gonna do yoga. I can't mute you on there, but that's okay. You know how to change the screen on your end, I hope. Technical difficulties. All right, ready? And then I'm gonna put this on Facebook. Facebook's definitely just me because it's just the iPad in front too, so. Okay, ready? We have our request at neck and shoulders and stress relief. So we're going into this 2021, getting rid of 2020. Ah, all right, close your eyes.
Okay.
Okay. So Chris and I were saying too that, you know, there's been a lot of stress in 2020, but a lot of good things have come from it.
Okay.
Okay, you can mute yourselves on your end over there if you're going to be making noise. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Open your mouth, sigh it out. Again, big breath in. Let it go. So let's do some three-part yogic breathing, kind of help calming our mind a little here. As you breathe in, feel your belly expand. Exhale, feel your belly deflate. Inhale, belly expands. Exhale, belly deflates. One more, just like that. Big breath in. Exhale. This time your belly expands and then the space between your ribs expands. So breathe in, belly expands, ribs expand. And then empty. Breath in. Belly, ribs, pause. Exhale. This time, breathe in, your belly expands, your ribs expand, and then feel your chest expand. Pause at the top, and then feel your chest, your ribs, your belly, everything just soften. Two more, just like that. Big breath in, belly, ribs, chest, pause, emptying out your chest, your ribs, your belly. Last one, fill up. Exhale, let it all out. And so with your eyes closed, just notice how you feel. I feel my headache starting to go away a little bit just by that, just a little bit of breathing. Go ahead, keep breathing on your own. Notice if your mind is wandering as you're breathing. And begin to bring awareness to your physical container of your body. And notice how you're sitting. You kind of slumped. Can you maybe press your sitting bones a little bit more into the ground? And then can you reach the crown of your head on up to the ceiling and notice what happens to everything in between, your shoulders, your ribs, your belly. Notice where you can soften. Now take that 3-part yogic breath here with those minor adjustments you might have just made. Notice the difference. Take your right ear, you can drop it down to your right shoulder. If you want to leave your eyes closed, you can. I find sometimes if you close your eyes, you can really focus more on your body. Kind of like, you know, the joke, like when you're in the car, you got the radio on and it's too loud, so you have to turn it down so you can see where you're going. Slowly make some nods yes with your chin. Just notice what's going on with the left side of your neck here. Nice and slow. You can feel all of those muscles, the ligaments, tendons, whatever's in there, just moving around nice and gently. Come to stillness. Bring your left hand and then just place it down on the ground or down by your side. And see if you can touch down with that hand. And then if you can, even if you're on your fingers, maybe just press down a little, help you assist yourself in pulling your shoulder down at the same time as you press your hand down into that mat. So you should feel a pretty good intense stretch all the way down that left side, your neck, your shoulders, your arms. And then notice here if you nod your head again, yes. And come to stillness. You can bring your hand back to your knees, your laps, wherever you were resting them before. Bring your head back to neutral. And then just notice if you can feel any remaining sensations there in that left shoulder. And then dip your left ear down to your left shoulder. Keep drawing your shoulders down and away, pulling your belly in, keeping the integrity in your spine. And go ahead, a little nod, yes, with your chin up and down. Feel the movements, how that affects that right side of your neck here now. Nice and slow, no rush. There's nowhere to go, nothing to do. Just keep breathing those nice deep breaths. Go ahead, come to stillness. Bring your right hand down by your side again if you're on your fingertips, or if you can bring your palm down. nothing really aggressive, just so you can feel that intentional pulling down, lengthening along the right side of your neck, your shoulders. And notice as you breathe in, that space expands. And then if you want to go ahead and take a couple of nods here, yes. Come to stillness, bring your head on up to neutral, bring your right hand to rest on your knee, your leg. Big deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, let it go. Bring those shoulders all the way on up to your ears. Feel the tension and the tightness right here. Leave them on up. We're not going anywhere just yet. Keep breathing. And just observe how difficult it is almost to breathe here. And see if you can find some ease in that. Keep breathing. And take a really big breath in. And as you exhale, draw those shoulders all the way down, low as you can. Big exhale. Again, lift the crown of your head on up. Press your sitting bones on into the mat. Deep breath in. Feel the difference in the quality of the breath here. Exhale. Really feel those bellies, ribs, chest expanding as you breathe in. And relaxing as you exhale. Gently open your eyes. Bring your hands, you can clasp your hands behind your back, like clasp. And then draw your knuckles down to the ground, pulling away from your body so you're not pressing in. And then open up the front of your chest. Keep drawing your fingers down. Maybe they're even touching the mat. You want to gently lift up your chin, lift your throat on up. Feel that. So you can draw your shoulders back towards one another, like your shoulder blades can touch behind you. Breathe in here. Notice how the breath is here. Good. And now just fold yourself on over, hinge at your hips and fold on over. Keep pressing your knuckles back behind you. Keep reaching back with those arms and keep just folding forward. Long spine. Keep that long length so that like your crown of your head is forward here. Then go ahead, bring your arms in front of you and then right onto your forearms and just melt on down here. A little forward fold. You can go ahead and curl your spine. Breaths in and out. One more. Inhale, you can use your hands, walk yourself on up. We're going to take our spinal twist, so our left hand over to that right knee. Belly pulls in, the right arm comes right behind your tailbone, tucks right in, and a twist on over to the right. Keep dropping those shoulders down. Notice your quality of your breath here. Next inhale, come on back to center. Cross your right arm over and a curl with your spine here. Feeling that expansion in your upper back. Space between your shoulders. Breathe in, that space expands again. Exhale. Next inhale, come on up to seated, right hand stays V, belly pulls in, and a spinal twist to your left. We're going to go into this new year all calm and peaceful. No stress. Just rinsing out all of whatever here is that's troubling us. Inhale, come on forward, left arm crosses over, curling on up that spine. Inhale, lift on up. You can uncross your arms. Let's take our legs, bring that, actually just bring just the right leg out for now. Left leg can stay tucked in. Flex that right foot, soft bend in your knee. And we're just gonna walk ourselves over that right leg. Again, keeping that spine long so we're not so much curling. If you have your strap, you can use your strap here too. Inhale, walk yourself on up. Let's change sides. Left leg comes out. You can bring your right knee in. Lift on up, inhale, and then exhale as you fold over. Again, foot is flexed, soft bend in your knee. Inhale, lift on up. We're going to bring the soles of our feet together, our Baddha Konasana. Sit up nice and tall. Again, draw those shoulders down and back. Really feel the space between your ears and your shoulders. See if you can soften your face. Maybe open up your mouth, move your jaw side to side. Oh boy, can you hear the cracking? All right, stretch that right leg out. Stretch the left leg out. So you got a little straddle here. Feet are flexed. Inhale, nice and tall. Open up your chest. And then exhale, just bringing your chest like you've got that handle on your chest. Just walk a little forward here with your hands. Keep pulling those shoulders down. So it's not like we're trying to touch our nose to the ground or anything like that. That 3-part yogic breath we were doing earlier. Go ahead and try to bring that in here. Notice maybe forward, maybe your belly can't expand as much, but maybe your chest can really expand. Keep walking your hands forward. Maybe you can come onto your forearms. Maybe you're just up tall. Wherever you are is where you're supposed to be. Feel that nice release in your lower back. Inhale, walk yourself on up. Bring our legs on in and into table. I know mom's favorite is thread the needle, so that's where we're going. She asked for shoulders, so that's what we're doing. All right, so square yourself on up here. Maybe your knees come just a little bit wide. Press that left hand into the mat. Right arm reaches up. reach for the ceiling, big breath in. And then as you exhale, right arm comes down underneath, resting right onto your right shoulder. Left fingers content. And then just sit back, relax into that right shoulder. So if your eyes are closed here and you're feeling like really calm, really peaceful, that's great. But if your eyes are closed and you're thinking about other things, just bring it back to your breath. Maybe open your eyes, set your drishti, find that point, that fixed point to gaze at. Maybe you want to extend your left leg, come onto the toes of that left leg, a little kickstand. Roll over onto that right shoulder a little bit more. And then maybe your left arm reaches on up. You can make some circles with your wrist, circles with your whole arm. Feel that shoulder rolling around in the socket. And then maybe bring your arm behind you, take a bind. See if you can reach around and touch your right inside of your right leg. And then take your left shoulder and maybe spin it on up towards the ceiling a little bit more behind you, rolling onto that right shoulder. So in essence, we are opening both shoulders here. Looks like the most awkward pose I know. We keep relaxing. Inhale. You can release your bind. Bring your knee back in. Come on back into table. And let's bring our knees wide and take a child's pose in between here. So nice wide-legged. Open up your hips. Bring your fingers really long onto your mat. Pinkies even hang up. The wider your arms are on your mat, the more open for your shoulders. Rest your forehead down. Let all that tension go. Big breath in. Exhale. Inhale. Come on, back up into table. Again, maybe your legs are a little bit wider than hip width. Press our right hand into the mat. Left arm reaches up. Big breath in. Open that shoulder. Follow the gaze with your hand. And then exhale. Bring it on through. Land on that left shoulder. Tent the fingers on your right hand. So again, maybe that right leg now comes out, a little kickstand onto your toes. If you need to adjust and move your shoulder around, go ahead. Maybe your right arm reaches up. Go ahead, take those circles. And then maybe that right arm reaches around. Maybe you can touch the inside of that left leg. Keep spinning your right shoulder up to the ceiling. You can always back off if it's too much. Then take 2 more breaths here. And then take away that bind, bring your leg back in, back on up to table. Get ourselves together. Our knees come together. We're going to take a child's pose with knees together, release the lower back. So reach with your fingers a little bit more. And then relax your arms down to the mat. Next inhale, just flop yourselves onto your belly, however you get there or not. Okay, right onto our bellies, good. Let's come onto our forearms. We're gonna take Sphinx. Yeah, forearms. So our shoulders and our elbows are lined up. And our feet, we're gonna press the tops of your feet into the mat. Your pelvis is pressed into the mat. We're gonna just pull ourselves kind of like this gentle feeling, like with your hands, like you're really scrubbing them and you're pulling them into the mat towards you, and open up your chest. So your head, your gaze is gonna come up so you're looking forward. Good, keep pressing your hips, so the pelvis into the mat. That's gonna protect your lower back. All right, now come all the way down onto your bellies. Tee out your hands, so like you look like a big letter T. We're gonna bend our left leg. Bend your left hand and tent your fingers, and then you're gonna just roll on over to your right. So you're rolling onto that right shoulder here. You need to walk your hands over. If you're not really feeling this, you can move up your thumb. So your thumb is pointing up towards your head, and you can walk your hand on up. We also have a little hip opening here, but your shoulders. Keep spinning your chest on up to the ceiling. Inhale, come around, tee out your arms again, bend your right knee, tent your right hand, and then roll the other way. So again, you can walk your fingers on up, roll yourself over a little more so that left shoulder is just feeling good and open here. Inhale, come on back to your belly. All right, let's just bring our arms down by our sides, palms spin up if you want to spin your right cheek to the mat. And then just let your shoulders roll on forward, like into the mat. Lift your chin up and then roll to the opposite cheek. Kind of hard with the earpiece thing here. Bring your chin on back to neutral. Gonna bend your left knee, bring your right arm up so it's parallel. We're gonna do floor bow. So your right arm is parallel. Left leg's bent, flex your left foot, and then you're gonna press with your arm on up. Take your foot into your hand into your foot. Try to lift that thigh up off the ground. And then spin your shoulders so your shoulders are square to the top of your mat as much as you can here. Relax that down, swap hands. So your left foot is, your left forearm's parallel, right foot comes up, left arm reaches back, you grab that ankle. You're trying to lift your chest up here. Leg is lifted. Go ahead, relax it down. You can come onto your chin or you can come onto your cheek. Just take a moment here and relax. Make sure you're breathing, full breaths. You're going to bend both knees. If you need to bring your legs wide to grab a hold, we're going to grab both ankles here. Bring them back in if you brought them wide, and then kick, lift on up. Feel like your feet are going to go kicking through the roof. Bring your chest on up. You're balancing on your pelvis. Shoulders feel good and open here. Big breath. One more breath in. Exhale, release it down nice and slowly. Rest again your chin on the mat, your cheeks on the mat. Let's take a clearing breath together. In through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh it out. All right, bring your hands down to your lower ribs. You're going to bring your legs together. I'm going to take an up dog. Shoulders, your elbows hug on in towards one another. And then lift on up. If you can lift your hands all the way up, see if you can lift your thighs up off the mat. Yeah. Good. And then come onto your knees. We're going to rock back. Take a child's pose for a counter stretch. Feel your breath on your thighs. Your chest is rising and falling. Next inhale brings you back into table. We're going to separate so we're hips width apart. Point your fingers straight ahead. And we're going to take some cat and cow curls here. So inhale, lift up your chin. Open your throat. Exhale, curl your spine. Just rinse out all of that stale air. Inhale, lift up nice and slow. Exhale, curl. See all that space between your vertebrae. So you're going to take 3 more of these on your own, really like as much air as you can inhale. And then rinsing out everything, like every little last bit, get rid of it. We'll meet together on a neutral spine. Everybody's there? Good. All right, let's curl our toes under. If you need to move your hands a little wide, we're going to go into down dog. Knees remain bent, feet are hips width, and your hips just lift on up to the ceiling. So here, spread your fingers super wide. Again, your pinkies are going to hang off the mat. Keep those shoulders open. Inhale, bring your right foot on forward into a runner's lunge. So that right foot's aiming towards a 90 degrees. If you need to keep on moving it to get it there, just keep moving it. The back heel is going to stack over your back toes. And then open up your chest forward. So your gaze is going to look straight ahead. Drop your back knee down and then sink back. We'll take a little hamstring stretch. We're going to rock forward and then just change sides. Okay, so you can step that left foot forward, come on back up. Runner's lunge on the left. No fancy transitions, just whatever it is. And try to keep your shoulders pulling back here even still. Drop that back knee, sit on back, hamstring stretch. Keep pulling your shoulders down. All right, swing that leg around onto all fours. Maybe bring those fingers wide. We're going to go back into down dog again here. And then go ahead, just walk yourself on forward. However you get there, we're going to hang into ragdoll. And let your head hang super heavy here. We're going to just wobble it like those bobbleheads back and forth, side to side. And then super slowly, come on up to stand. You can use your hands on your thighs to help support you. Oh, good. Bring our hands to prayer. Close our eyes down. I'm feeling like that little woozy sensations. Take a big breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, let it go. My eyes can open if they were closed. And let's see, let's do, I know which. Okay, back of your mat. Right foot forward. We're gonna go into warrior one. So our hips are square. Arms come on up, shoulders sink down. And now to open our shoulders, bring them on down by our sides, and we're gonna clasp our hands. So a kind of like a bound warrior here. Shoulders are still square, hips are still square to the front. And then maybe here you can take a little back bend. Keep pulling your hands down and away. Open your chest. Bend that front leg. Equal pressure in both feet. Inhale, let's straighten that leg. Spin your feet forward and keep those arms bound. If it's really too much to keep them bound, you can release. We're gonna leave them bound, pull them on down, inhale, and then exhale, fold on over. Keep pulling your hands down and away. So now your hands are actually gonna be pulling up while your head is down. Maybe let your hands just come forward. Go ahead, release that bind. Let your arms hang heavy now. Let your head hang heavy here again. Bend your right leg, walk on over, a little lunge to the right. Come on back to center, lunge over to the left. And then come back to center again. Place your right hand down on the mat. Left arm's gonna reach on up to the ceiling. Again, press that right hand into the mat. Maybe that'll help you open those shoulders a little bit more. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your left arm down, put it where your right arm was, and lift your right arm on up. Inhale. Exhale, bring it on down. Engage your core here. Bring your hands to your hips. And with a nice flat back, come on up to standing. All right, we can heel toe those feet in. Bring our hands to prayer. Take another moment here. Slow our breathing down. Notice our heart rate might have increased a little, going upside down like that. So through your nose, big breath in. Open your mouth. One more. Right, to the backs of your mat. Do the warrior one on the left side here. So left foot forward, hips square to the front. You can go right here, right into your bound warrior if you want. Rooting down the back edge, that pinky toe edge of your back foot. Sink into your front foot. And again, maybe you can take like a little baby back bend here. Open up your chest to the ceiling. Draw those shoulders down and away. Right, straighten that front leg. This is going to be like the least graceful transition ever, but just get out of there, however. And then kerplunk on your mat. Have a seat. All right. All the way onto your backs. So, adjust yourself. Sometimes I find like I need to lift up my hips a little, and then I can kind of lengthen my spine and then put them down. You're going to bring your knees as close to your bum as you possibly can. Arms come down by your sides. Knees are hips width. We're going into bridge. So inhale, lift your hips on up to the ceiling. And then here you might want to clasp your hands underneath. You just tuck one shoulder under and then the other. Keep lifting those hips. Our bound bridge. Two more breaths here. Untuck your shoulders, release your bind, and then one vertebrae at a time. Bring those hips on down. Take a breath in through your nose. Exhale. Next inhale, press on up. We're going back into bridge. You can go right in with that bind if you have it. We're going to be here for 5 breaths at your own pace. Take those nice big, your belly, your ribs, your chest, emptying completely. And if you need to go down and come back in, that's fine. Last inhale. Exhale, release your bind and slowly come on down. Bring the soles of your feet together. And place your hands on your hips. You can spin your palms open on up to the ceiling down by your side. Big breath in through your nose. Exhale. Again, big breath in. Feel how open your shoulders are feeling right now. Inside of your thighs as your knees gently drop down to the ground. Just continue to like melt. And taking your hands to the outsides of your legs, you can use them to assist. Bring yourself back in. We're going to bend our knees, tee out your arms, and then just drop both knees over to your left. using that core. And then your gaze maybe shifts over your right shoulder. Final twist. Engage that core again. Bring your knees together back to center and then drop them over to your right. Gaze on over to the left. Engage your abdomen. Come back to center. Rest your feet down. And then splay your legs long onto the mat. 1 foot into each corner. Arms come down by your sides, palms spin up. Lift your shoulders on up and then place them on down. Through your nose, big breath in. We're going to clear it on out together. Open up your mouth and then just push out everything that doesn't belong there. 2 more, just like that. Breathe them in. Fill up all the good stuff, bringing in all this good air, good energy. And then exhale, let it go. Last one, breathe it all in. Belly, ribs, chest. Maybe pause at the top. Exhale and empty your chest, your ribs, your belly. Feel yourself heavy on your mat. Feel any tension dissolving onto your mat. Feel the openness and the space that you've created in your body, in your mind. A little bit of an extended Shavasana today. There's nowhere to go. There's nothing to do right here in this moment. Really observe from the top of your head all the way down to the tips of your toes. There are any remaining areas of tension, of stress. Visualize those areas just breaking up and leaving your body with each exhale. Notice if your mind is wandering. We are here longer than usual. Just notice if you can keep control of where your mind is going. Bring it back to your breath. Notice how your breath has slowed down. Notice your heart rate has slowed. That you have the power to control all of that to slow down. Bring awareness to your right hand. Gently wiggle the fingers on your right hand. Make a circle with the wrist in your right hand one way, and then the other. Gently place that down. And awareness to your left hand, wiggling your left hand. And some gentle circles one way and the other on that left wrist. And placing it down by your side, awareness now to your right ankle, your right toes, wiggling your toes on your right foot. Right ankle lifts, circles, changes directions. Don't be in a rush. You're on your right ankle. Place that down. Awareness now to your left foot and your left toes, gently wiggling the toes on your left foot. Circling that left ankle. And then take your right knee, hug your right knee on into your chest. You can clasp your hands. We're just doing one at a time right now. Move it back and forth in your hip. Go ahead, stretch that leg long. Left knee bends. Bring your left leg on into your chest. Go back and forth in your hip socket. Good. Bring your right leg, bring your left leg long. So we're going to stretch it long. We'll take a full body stretch. Arms overhead. Big breath in. Belly hollows out. And as you exhale, bring your arms on up. Both knees come on in. And take some rock and rolls here on your back. Feel your lower back release. Maybe hands to your knees. Just steering that, helping massage your spine. Come on to stillness. And then we're going to roll on to our right side into a fetal position. Then just rest here for a few breaths. Again, nowhere to go. Notice a sense of calm in your body. And then take that left hand, press yourself on up. You're going to come to a seated position. Face forward. Eyes can stay closed, hands come to prayer. Maybe getting any wiggles out, any other little movements here. Big breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, sigh it out. Bring your hands back down to your knees. And just as we began, I'm going to take a scan of your body. Notice how you feel right here. Notice anything that's different from when you first sat on your mat 50 some odd minutes ago. Big breath in through your nose. Last sighing out. Bring your hands to prayer at heart center. Breath in. And exhale. Carry your thumbs to your forehead. And together we'll bow and say, Namaste.
Namaste.
All right. I did have a quote somewhere, but I can't see it. I have to get my reading glasses on, so we're not going to do that. But hopefully we were nice and calm and relaxed, and our shoulders feeling open. Kathy's smiling so nice and mellow over there. You all look like you're like drunk or something. It's wonderful. Just all right, I'm going to turn you off on YouTube, on Facebook, and have a happy New Year, everybody. And I hope it's not
Happy New Year.
You too.
Happy New Year.